Hey there, I'm Mr. Know-It-All, the lead swing trading analyst trader at Swing Trade Pros, the #1 swing trading and bot community in the world. And I genuinely want to help you make your mark in the thrilling world of swing trading cryptocurrency. I've been trading since 2017 and I've taught myself many different trading strategies, patterns. I'm known for the falling wedge pattern, as you guys might know. I've dedicated my life to mastering these types of structures and patterns, and now my goal is to impact the lives of 1 million of you. You heard that right. My goal is to impact 1 million people this full cycle. Let that be you. Cryptocurrency markets can be a roller coaster ride, full of ups and downs. But through swing trading, I've discovered a strategy that can truly make a difference. I've poured countless hours to studying the intricacies of wedge patterns, rising wedge patterns, you name it. And it has become my area of expertise. Here's the thing. I genuinely want to see you thrive in this market. That's why I've made it my mission to impact 1 million of you. I want to provide you with the tools, insight, and support you need to navigate this exciting but challenging landscape. Swing trading is not just about technical analysis. It's about understanding market psychology and developing disciplined risk management strategies. I'll be there to guide you step by step as we identify different types of patterns and structures and seize profitable opportunities. Together, we'll build your confidence in trading skills, ensuring you're well prepared to face the twists and turns of swing trading. Believe me when I say that I genuinely care about your success. That's why I'm inviting you to join me, Mr. Know-It-All, on this transformative journey. Let's make the most of this full cycle and work towards your financial freedom together. You'll find all my links in my bio. Reach out and let's dive into this world of swing trading. I'm here to support you and your family and guide you every step of the way because your success matters to me. Together, let's make a real impact and achieve trading success.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you had a wonderful weekend. We had some nice price action here over the weekend here with some altcoins. And we're going to cover some of that action here this evening. We're a little bit early here on the close, but I kind of wanted to get the stream going here just to kind of watch the action into the close, right? So the weekly on Bitcoin, kind of a nothing burger candle, actually holding right on the 78.6% retracement level. And yes, Bobby, this is live, sir. All right, so we're holding. This level as support, 50.3K is now support here for Bitcoin. So where are we going to go next, might you ask? All right, well, we did deviate outside the Bollinger Band here on the weekly chart. On regular candles, on HA candles, we haven't printed that just yet. That means we could still see some upside here on Bitcoin. And our next level that we're looking at, if we do see continuation, is this $58,000 region. We could be setting up for that. If we go to the daily chart here, we can see we're getting a bounce here off the middle Bollinger. we did start to cross here on the daily, but our 12-hour is implying a squeeze forming here on the 12-hour time scale. All right, and we are showing a bit of hidden bullish divergence here on the MACD oscillator. We could be looking at some more ranging or maybe some movements to the upside here on Bitcoin. But you can clearly see we're holding this level as a support now. All right, so we could chop around here while the altcoins kind of outperform Bitcoin. We're going to take a look at the ETH BTC chart because that right there is important to understand what ETH is doing here versus Bitcoin. ETH is in a breakout here on the weekly chart. A clear level to get to here is this $3,500 fib extension. There is really not much here. We could totally see ETH just continue its movement. That is quite a very bullish looking candle. No wicks here present on the ETH index. All right. So ETH looking strong. Like I said, $3,500 looks about this area right here where we could come to. And we'll take a look at some of the action that we could be seeing here this week. What's going on, everybody? Well, you guys all had a great weekend. All right, cool. New weekly candle. Just put in here for ETH, for Bitcoin, for everything. Printing a green weekly open, so far on the open. We're going to look at the DXY as well because that's important for equities. And the weekly open here on Tether, confirming a breakdown, right? Bearish engulfing candle. Did get a little bit of wickage here to back test, and we got a continuation to the downside. Looks like we're going to see probably some more downside here on Tether, right? We're building this negative momentum some more. No cross up here down here in the bearish control zone on Tether. We go to our 2-day and our daily chart. Our daily is starting to maybe show some signs of accumulation on the daily chart, but it's just rejecting on HA candles here, rejecting the 29 region and back into oversold. But our daily MACD is trying to put in a cross. So see how that goes. Where we are at the range low here on Tether. What's going on, crypto black sheep? Welcome, 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 man. Welcome, everybody. Okay, let's see. So that's our Tether right now, kind of teetering at the bottom of the range on the daily chart, weekly chart. No real signs of a reversal here on the weekly. We did get an early buy signal that came in, but no cross or anything to be noted. Our 3-day did cross, but we didn't get a cross above the 20 line, so pay attention, though. Pay attention. I think we might have a couple more weeks before we really start to see things pull back for the halving. I think sometime in March, maybe mid-March, we get that big pullback. All right. See how that goes. All right. Take a look at the DXY here. The DXY opening a red candle here on HA. And we got a weekly bearish engulfing candle here on the weekly time frame. We did have a long wick here. We can see that the weekly RSI is still sitting bullish here for the dollar. All right. Starting to build this positive momentum. I wouldn't be too concerned until we really start breaking out of this trend line here. We've rejected it. But we could just go sideways here a bit. The dollar is technically bullish on the weekly time scale. All right. So I'm sure that our futures are flat right now. S&P, NASDAQ also flat. All right. Not really too much action going on right here on the dollar. Did break this rising wedge. We'll see if we actually get a real breakdown. It's not really showing signs of that just yet. I will say the monthly on the dollar is trying to put a cross up in here. All right. So that could be spelling some trouble for the stock market here in the next month or two if we do see this break to the upside, which it is implying that we could see that. No cross just yet, but if we start to see on the weekly, starting to see the price action go to the upside, this could cross up, all right? Something to be noteworthy of, all right? But yeah, I would say ETH and the altcoins look pretty good. We're going to look at total too. Putting in a nice daily candle, a breakout candle on the daily, the weekly, also a weekly breakout candle. Monthly looks very, very strong. Looks like at some point we get to about that $5-6 trillion level here on total 2. That happens to be our top of the line resistance here. This could take some months to play out. Litecoin, we'll look at Litecoin, sure. What else we got? What else you guys want to take a look at? Did you guys see C98 break the F out today, man? What a rip! Right outside the rectangle. Nice falling wedge setup. The whole 9 yards there set up on that chart. Very nice. Beam and render. What does that say? IC. All right, we'll look at Litecoin first. Yep, PNG. We'll take a look at it. So Litecoin kind of range bound here, right between that 110 and $50 region, just kind of sitting in the middle of that area. Your weekly, maybe some more consolidation, but you are going into a squeeze here on the weekly here on Litecoin. Looks good actually on the 3-day. You can see touching the bottom Bollinger there. RSI about to tick up. Could be looking maybe a bit more consolidation. You've been consolidating for some time here, but I will say buyers do step in here. Could be looking at a push up at the top of the range, this 109 region. If you end up breaking 109, you got wicks up to about 150 on Litecoin here. Got some levels here you could break, okay? So yeah, this does look like a lot like these rectangle bottoms that have been being put in here on these altcoins. Very similar types of structures. And you have a trend line here. You could clearly see that once you do bust that, you're going to get a breakout. All right. Looks pretty good. Litecoin looks good. Some more sideways here before interacting with that trend line. You break that trend line, you back test it as support, and you're looking at a move to the top of the range. All right, it's about a 40% move. Cool. So that's Litecoin. We're going to look at Beam and Render, HBAR, IMX, PNG. All right, cool. Not sure where the data is on this coin, but let's see what we got. Anyone know where the data is on Beam? Let's see. Don't really have the data on this coin, guys, but if this is the data that we have a bit of resistance here at the median channel. You can clearly see here we had this nice flag breakout. Beautiful. Got that nice break. Could be looking at a bit of a sideways retracement here. Consolidate again, maybe for one more move up to the 1272 fib extension, which is around that 4-cent region on the daily time frame. Your 4 hour here, your shorter time scale. Looks like you could be curling a bit here as well. You had CoinEx. All right, let's take a look at that. I don't think this is the same coin though, man. I don't think this is the same coin at all. I think it is BeamX, right? Jasmine. Yeah, we'll take a look at Jasmine. Anyways, this is the action here on BeamX. I think eventually 4 cents. Watch your volume though, all right? The volume's receding here with you're making moves higher. It's usually a sign of weakness with volume receding. But you could just be getting a nice pullback here. You had quite a run, right? You had one leg. This is your second leg. You know, pulling back is something you want to see on something like this. So like some sideways action, you could get maybe a move back up at the top of the range because that 4 hour looks okay. Yeah, so just pay attention to those levels, those ranges there, right? On Beam. Let's see. We had IC. All right, render. We'll take a look at render here real quick because I think I gave a call on that at like $2 or something. Yeah. Render. Beautiful uptrend. Okay. New weekly candle printing. Looks like you wicked up to the all-time high or pretty close to it. You touched it. All right. Becoming extremely overbought here on the weekly time frame with showing starting to show this weekly bearish divergence. So be careful here, guys. All right. Yes, you're making higher levels of positive momentum here on the MACD with nice separation. You could continue the divergence, absolutely. But I would just caution you that you've now touched the top of the range, and you could get a drawdown here. Okay, a retest of like 550 that could be coming on render. All right. I don't recommend folks to buy at tops of ranges. It's usually not that equitable. Yeah, your shorter time scale here looks just kind of like ranging. You've made a lower high here. You've made a low. You've made a rally off the low and made a lower high. Right, so you could kind of get a gauge here as to what might happen. If you end up holding these ranges, that's great. And you might continue up. But just pay attention to that divergence on the weekly chart. That's significant. But typically you get bearish divergence and uptrends, and they underperform because you're in such an uptrend, all right? But I think, you could be making... It depends on how you draw this, right? So if you really look carefully... You're holding a parabolic trend line right now. Right, you can clearly see the parabola structure here being respected and held. So I would suspect at some point you come back down to test the parabola to catalyze you a bit higher. All right, on render. And yeah, I'm looking at a $20 target eventually here on render. Eventually. Okay, render complete. H bar. What's IC? Is this even a ticker, man? It's just a shit coin or what? Mackay Capital. Where can I find that ticker? Is that on Dex Screener or something? Everdome, sure, we'll take a look at that one, Dino. We got a whole lineup of coins here to look at. But Mackay Capital, Dex Trainer, all right. Is this a pulse chain asset or what is this, bro? Bridge Tech to ICP. So is that even chartable? Is it chartable, dude? Anyways, I can't find that coin, so we'll come back to it, man. I got enough to go on here. H bar with the breakout. Not really much here in terms of resistance. A weekly bullish engulfing candle. You plugged right into this level right here. That's where you wicked off of. And so I would say if you can continue the momentum on H bar, you're looking at around 15 cents and maybe even touching up to about 17 cents. What's going on, RPM? Yeah, so your weekly, building up that positive momentum with separation. Looks good on the MACD. Very bullish on the MACD. Weekly squeeze broken. Your monthly breaking its squeeze on the monthly chart. Very strong. Just starting to build this positive momentum here. Looking around this 49 region as your RSI resistance on the monthly. So if you can get a candle close above that region and you got a resistance around here, this level here around 50, you can start closing monthly candles above these RSIs. You're talking about straight movements up in the preceding months because there's no real resistance after these two little areas here on the monthly RSI. Hopefully that clears it up. Doesn't have a lot of resistance to break, if you will. Okay. H bar covered. We'll look at IMX. IMX monthly crossing the bullish line here, or about to. This isn't all the data, I don't think. Looks like about, no. I think the all-time high on IMX is about $9, but all good. We can just use the crypto index chart for now. So tag in the 78.6% retracement level. A 3-bar play on the monthly. You've pretty much, looks like you've done the move. And you are starting to show some divergence on the 4-day and the 2-day. Right, so you could be looking at a pullback coming here for IMX, potentially. Daily looks like maybe you could be getting a bit of a reset. Smaller time scales look okay. You're just in this crazy mania type of breakout on this asset right now. So just watch that trend line. If you start breaking that trend line, you know what happens. So yeah, you're watching out, man. Your RSI is pretty heated on this thing on the smaller time scales. Your weekly and monthly still look pretty good. Nothing really too much to worry about in that regard. But if you don't get continuation, could be looking at retesting that 240 region at some point. Gotta always understand what's below you too. You know, oh, it's just going to continue going up forever. The answer to that is no. But the monthly definitely has room to go higher. That is definitely not up for debate. But what is up for debate is this divergence right here. All right, you're sitting at 78 on the RSI on the weekly chart. 2 week, obviously no divergence, but just be aware what's happening here. Yeah, I mean, in terms of resistance, if you can get above these levels here, there's not really much in terms of resistance. You can run straight to like $6. Sure, that can happen. Keep making higher highs and higher lows. Keep on it. Keep on with it. Right. Definitely got a parabola structure here you're respecting. So as long as that parabola remains intact, uptrend remains intact. All right, so that's H bar IMX. We're going to look at PNG. So you've tagged the 78.6% retracement level. And you had what looks to be a nice channel breakout. And then you went sideways here, consolidated, and made a flag pattern, broke it. Daily's pretty heated, extended. Watch out for a pullback. All right, don't be buying up here, man. Don't be buying this stuff up here. Pullbacks can happen after you get a breakout. You usually get a back test. Okay, back test could be a 50% pullback. Totally happen. What happens if it just keeps going? Let it keep going. I don't like to buy assets that have already broken out, personally. I like buying in consolidation structures and sideways action is when you really want to be buying, when nobody's paying attention to it. Okay. But yeah, eventually, I mean, you could see the top of the channel, which is $1.20. And if you do break the top of the channel here, you could be looking at this $4 level eventually. It depends on how these patterns show and form up here, okay? Okay. XLM. Yep, let's take a look at it. Lucky for you, I already had it charted. So it looks like a succession of falling wedges in a potential big ascending triangle here on XLM. And I'd say your swing target is to the top eventually. And if you do break that top, could be a quite significant move, about a 500% measured move on a break of that triangle. All right. So pretty big pattern there, folks. Maybe that $2 to $4 level on XLM is a possibility. The weekly looks pretty interesting with this squeeze happening here. Stochastics giving you the weekly buy signal above the 20 line. For the swing trader, this is a perfect setup for an entry. All right, you got your downsloping resistance there. You have a clear what looks to be a clear demand line here that's being respected, or maybe even a triangle setup here, pennant, if you will. Top of the range is 17 cents. You break that, you're looking at about 26 cents on XLM. Pretty good, pretty interesting looking chart. All right, that's your XLM. What else do we got here? Yeah, I see Cetus. Okay. XLM was requested. C98. Let's see. Jasmine and Cetus. Sidus. Are you sure that's the right one, man? I think you mean Cetus. Cetus. But anyways, I'm look at Jasmine here first. Jasmine with the rectangle breakout. Clear looking bottoming structure. Very nice looking chart. Tag in the 38.2% retracement level. This is an area here that could be regarded as support if we get a pullback here. I mean, you can clearly see that this looks like some sort of rounding type of bottom, right? So maybe eventually, if you do break and continue higher on this movement, because we go to the monthly time frame, the monthly RSI is down here at 35. This is still a buy, guys. And look at your squeeze that you just busted. This thing has lots of upside to come, folks, ladies and gentlemen. This one looks pretty crazy on the chart, on the monthly time frame. It's like you just busted your first real level of resistance. Very strong break. That was a 230% breakout. Massive move there, guys. Massive move. All right, Cetus. Okay. Cetus has been requested. Yeah, I think the crypto index chart has it all. All right, so this was launched. This was launched back here in March of 2022, ranging between the 50% and 38.2% retracement levels, bouncing off that low, putting in a weekly putting in a weekly bullish engulfing. You know, looks like some sort of maybe cup with handle type of structure. Let's go to the line chart here for a second. Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, kind of just a rectangle range here. Right, and you're just in it, and this is just straight down type of price action. Buying pressure comes in. There's no reason why you can't just continue all the way up. This is just straight down price action with no real support levels. So buying pressure comes in, probably sends this thing much higher. Yeah, a nice weekly cross up here with barely any negative momentum. That is super bullish cross. Watch out for this one, guys. A weekly stochastic cross up down here with lots of room to push. Very nice. Very, very nice. Yes, you are becoming overbought again, but you did get a reset. You could just continue the divergence. Just can continue the divergence for sure on the way up here. All right, that looks pretty good. Your next real level here is this 0.08 region. Like I said, no real resistance here. You just see lots of buying pressure putting that up. What else do we got? Let's see, Kata. Dome was requested. Dome. Everdome. Starting to make higher lows, man. Higher lows. It's good to see that. Weekly RSI telling you something here. You could be looking at a cross up potentially. You're still down here in the bearish control zone, right below zero. You're starting to build this positive momentum here on the weekly time frame. But if this is a descending broadening formation, and eventually you do break the top trend line here, this could take some time, some weeks, some months to break, okay? Definitely could take some time. But if it does, you're looking at a move back up to the top. So from here, it's about a 485% measured move. And you could be doing something like this, where you work your way up. Okay? Solar. Yeah, we'll take a look at solar. Solar just sitting in this range, man. Kind of waiting on Moon River and KSM to do something. Maybe some sort of wedge here forming. Just watching this volume and how it's receding here. Just really diverging. Lots of diverging happening here. But yeah, sitting on a support. Sitting just below the major 236 foot extension. Could go sideways for a bit and longer, for sure. That's it. Kusama, I'm going to look at this one myself because this one kind of drives Moon River and Solar Beam. And the falling wedge breakout and the retest and the cup. Inverse head and shoulders type of structure forming. Weekly stochastic cross up, crossing the bullish line on the weekly chart. Looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. Let's see if we can get a break above this $62 to $67 region. And then we're looking at about $100. I actually had this drawn a little bit differently. the fake breakout, right? It kind of looks like a bull flag to me instead of a wedge pattern, but either way, a bull flag could be some crazy stuff happening with this coin. Just take a look. Just take a look at the monthly chart with the monthly momentum just ticking up here and crossing up here, and your monthly squeeze looking pretty juicy. Looks very nice, guys. Just consolidating right here, right? See how I had this drawn originally. I'm kind of curious how I did this. I did this on another chart. Okay, yeah, I had it similarly drawn here. Okay. ASM looks nuts. Just saying. What do I know? I just look at charts every day. Okay. Anything else you guys want to take a look at tonight? I'm long a bag of CTK, by the way. Shen2, the blockchain, Shen2, massive falling wedge breakout, back test. And if this is a massive flagpole here, then, well, you guys only know what this could do. Oh, yeah, Kata. Sorry, man. We'll take a look at it. Yep. Check that shenanigans out. This thing looks nuts, man. Yeah, I'm long from about 70 cents on this asset. They're giving like 30% APY to stake it too, which is nice. On the it's on the Cosmos ecosystem. It's part of the Cosmos ecosystem. It's a cybersecurity oracle. They like audit smart contracts and stuff like that. And it's a good one. It's a sleeper. Nobody's really talking about it. They produce a lot of revenue too, right? Anyways, Kata. Kata Inu. Oh boy, here we go with the fucking shit coins. CTK, man, CTK. Kata Inu with the higher highs and the higher lows. Potential ascending triangle break. Could be looking at about a 300% measured move if broken. So that should take you to about 0.05 level. Yep, with your weekly stochastic crossing up, telling you that you could see that momentum come in. Very nice. Got some divergence though here. Just be aware of that. All right. Did we cover them all, man? Did we get them all? Doge. All right. The Doge. Yeah, man. So meme coins usually are the last to rally in the cycles. But we're cycling into ETH right now. So ETH is going to run, the major caps are going to run, and then all the meme coins are going to run. And then we're going to repeat. They're going to roll back into Bitcoin, take Bitcoin to new all-time highs, then roll back for ETH, large caps, meme coins, shit coins, cycles over. So yeah, I would say we're about at this region here for Dogecoin. If you look carefully, it's almost the same pattern. It's almost the same pattern here on Dogecoin. It's very, very similar. Very, very similar. It's not quite the wedge, but it's more like a descending triangle. But yeah, you're totally in the squeeze on the monthly. This looks good, man. It does look good. Right, you're getting a weekly stochastic cross. Beautiful buy signal on the weekly. When do you think the cycle will end this time? I'm not sure, but I will use as my gauge the altcoin season index, all right, on the yearly. For altcoins, for all you folks that are all in altcoins right now, which is a lot of us, all right? The index chart for altcoins here. Where is the large yield for Shen2? You got to go on the Kepler wallet and look at the nodes that are available to stake on. Okay, so for this cycle, for the altcoins, when we start getting into the 75 region on the altcoin index is probably the time you want to be scaling out of altcoins and really just exiting the market. And we're nowhere near that. So I'm just monitoring this as my gauge. These are usually the tops in the market, or not the tops in the market, but I mean, this one did. May 2021 was a top. Right here, this was a top. January 2022, that was the top. Your first altcoin run isn't the top. Usually, is the first real altcoin run that you make, and we're not even doing that yet, man. We're not even doing that yet. So, something to pay attention to. All right. The Bitcoin rainbow chart is also another good one to reference. We might only just get into like this orange territory here, right? We got into the red and then into the orange again. So we might only just tap into that orange zone into 2025. Just depends when they start to cut rates. I think they're going to cut rates the end of the year, and that could shorten up the cycle a bit. So, but I think we could run into April of 2025 if Bitcoin doesn't pull back. If Bitcoin just keeps going and we don't see any pullbacks, man, it's not going to be that long of a cycle, right? It can't sustain itself, right? So we actually want to see a drawdown, a higher low, retest our base would be great. But if we don't see it, we'll probably see it next cycle, and it'll be a pretty big crash. So doesn't look like we're going to see that right now. Based on this price action, man, this thing just looks like it wants to just leg up and just continue its run, right? With that almost engulfing candle just holding this range, like Bitcoin just looks, pretty strong right now. We are losing a bit of weekly momentum here. We are diverging a bit on the momentum oscillator. Yeah, I mean, I think we will see a pullback for the halving. Yeah, you guys can clearly see the parabolic curve that we're on right now, man. Right, we're on this curve. We've deviated away from it, and so it would make some sense for us to come down and test it. 45, 46K region. And I think right now it's the alts that are going to run here, while Bitcoin just does the sideways thing. And here's your ETH Bitcoin chart weekly candle, bullish engulfing back above the weekly Kijun line. Very strong. Right in the monthly demand zone. Can't really say I'm too surprised about that. And man, you got quite a pattern set up here on ETH BTC, man. I guess you could really just plot it from here. You got a lot of confluence there in it. It really just looks like a big triangle. A big pennant. And you can measure from the bottom of the pennant, the top. You're looking at about a 400% measured move on a breakout. And that should take ETH BTC to about almost 40%. I don't know if we're going to get that high, but maybe around that 20% region, 17% region. Let's just say Bitcoin goes to 200K or 150K. So what is that? Let's call it 150K. About a $25,000 ETH. I don't know if ETH can get that high, but we'll see. ETH BTC looking pretty primed here. Very nice. Weekly squeeze broken. Weekly cross up confirmed. This thing might run into May. When the ETH ETF maybe launches or something. Right? Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Cool. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream tonight. Hopefully it was informative. You guys learned something. Lots of setups on the charts, guys. Remember to stay patient. These are longer-term trades, longer-term swing trades. We got GRT running right now, breaking a fib extension. Broke a wedge. We could see GRT run up to like 40 cents, looks like, in time. Filecoin making a run. And get above, you're holding above 780. You can run up to this like $11 level. This wick here. It's just, looks like alts are going to run, man. So stay tuned for the altcoin run. Fun times ahead, folks. Fun times ahead. All right. Hopefully everyone enjoyed the stream tonight. And we'll catch you guys in the next one, I guess.